Hello, viewers, and welcome to the channel Time to Change Me in 10 Minutes. My name is Salome Maku Amasa, and I'm your lecturer for today. Today, we will be looking at Unit 1, Chapter 1, and on the topic Thoughts That Disappear, Thoughts That Survive. Lovely viewers, as we live our lives, there are many times we receive so many thoughts, but I would like to say, not all the eggs that is laid by the mother turtle grows to become adult turtles. If all the eggs should grow and become baby turtles, then the whole ocean will be filled with turtles and there will be no space for water. Likewise, a woman's body creates about 500 eggs in her lifetime, and then a man's sperm is in the millions of hundreds. If all the sperm or all the eggs should fertilize, then the whole world will be filled with people and there will be no space or place for movement. Lovely folks, let's look at the thoughts that disappear in our hearts. When the mother turtle lays its egg, the baby turtles hatches the egg and they crawl to the ocean. But along the way, some are destroyed by seagulls, lizards, and also some reptiles. Even though some of them get to the ocean, but they are destroyed by predators. Lovely folks, in the hundreds of eggs that the adult turtle lays, only one can survive. This is same as our thoughts. We have so many thoughts that comes and goes in our hearts. Some thoughts like, I want to eat, I want to live well, I want to fall in love, I want to do this, I want to do that. So many thoughts comes and goes, but not all of these thoughts settles in our hearts. Even if a woman creates eggs and the eggs do not meet sperm, it does not form a baby. And even if it fertilizes, it does not mean the baby will grow and become healthy. In our hearts also, we have some thoughts that we conceive, but it does not mean all these thoughts grows to become healthy or they being accomplished as we think. Lovely folks, let's look at the thoughts that survive in the heart. In the process of receiving thoughts, some of these thoughts appears to be good, so we do not throw them away. So these thoughts disappear and settle inside the wall of our hearts. This process is like a fertilized cell in a woman going through cell divisions. Likewise, the thoughts that settle in our hearts grows to become refined. Yet, there is a chance for aborting all this. But after going through difficulties and pain, and after time passes by, the child occupies a bigger portion in the womb, and it's difficult for the mother to hide her bump. This is the same way when we conceive a thought and the thought settles inside our hearts. It grows and continuously it grows and it fills a bigger portion in our hearts. Then it manifests itself into actions. I want us to look at the story on the screen. Two monks who crossed the creek. One day, two monks came out from a temple, going to the other city to take offerings. Along the way, they came across a creek. In the olden days, there are no bridges over a creek. So when you have to cross the creek, you have to pull up your pants in order for you to cross. But nowadays, creeks are covered with bridges. When these two monks got to the creek, the current was so strong. So when they turned, they saw a beautiful young lady standing by the creek. So one of the monks turned to the lady and asked, "Hello, young lady, do you want to cross the creek?" She replied, "Yes." So the monk told the young lady, Okay, you get on my back. In the olden days, it's a taboo for Korean young lady and a young guy to be seen after the age of 7. So the young lady found it difficult for her to go on the back of the monk. But if she did not go on the back of the monk, she will stay behind the creek and they will cross over. So she thought to herself, what should I do? How can I cross? So anyway, she went on the back of the monk and they crossed the river. When they got to the other bank of the river, the monk laid the lady off and he said, okay, farewell. And the lady responded, thank you. As the two monks continued their journey, going for their offering, one of the monks who was behind the one who carried the young lady continuously said, why did you carry the lady? You know it's a taboo for monks to carry ladies or to be seen around with ladies. Why did you carry her? Supposing the chief priest should see you carrying this young lady, how do you want him to feel? But the monk who was leading the way did not respond. He said nothing but continued his journey. After a short while, the monk who was behind asked again, you only like ladies. You only think about ladies. You do not think about Buddha. All you think is to carry ladies. All you think is about women. That is why you made a woman go on your back. Why would you do this? You do not respect even the Buddha. Why do you do this? Continuously, the other monk tried persecuting the monk who carried the lady. Yet, the monk did not reply. He did not mind, but still continued his journey. After a while, he came out again. What if the town people should see you carrying this young lady? What do you want them to think about we monks? Then they will say, all monks are same. All they know is to carry women at their back. Why did you carry the woman at your back? You know, this is not our way of doing things. Continuously, this second monk continuously rebuked and said so many things to the first monk. Now, after so many persecution, the first monk turned to the other monk. Why do you still keep asking me about the young lady? I already laid her off at the bank of the river. Why do you still kept thinking and talking about this young lady? I already left her at the bank of the river, but you are still carrying her in your heart. Why do you still have these thoughts in your heart? All I did is to carry a lady, but I laid her off, but you are still having the thought of the lady in your heart. Lovely folks, when we look at this story is about a thought that survives in the heart. With the first monk, even though it was a taboo for him to carry a lady, but he only felt I was giving her a hand. I was giving her a help. But the second monk, all he thought about is it's a taboo. I don't have to. I don't do this. I want to do this. So continuously, he kept the thoughts in his heart, and the thought was growing and growing in his heart. So finally, he had to speak out and give out actions. This is likewise the thoughts we conceive in our hearts. Some of the thoughts can come and go, but those that we allow inside our hearts, they continuously stay and they destroy us. At the end, they manifest into actions. So, mostly what we have inside us, they are the things we see on the outward. We can have thoughts, but we have to know Which thoughts am I keeping? Which thought is going to destroy me? Lovely folks, today we looked at thoughts that disappear, thoughts that survive. The thought that survive will continuously destroy us and will show on the outward. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel Time to Change Me in 10 Minutes. Thank you.